MetaDoge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours. Tell him I said it.
Facts. My doge not like yours. My doge is the first. You are just a meme. My doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours. My doge is the first. You are just a meme. My doge got a metaverse. MetaDoge, 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 MetaDoge. I just struck it rich. Too much money, it can't fit in my pocket. MetaDoge, flip it, watch me hold. NFT, I got one gold. We be lit like the stove. All these paper hands exposed. That's my doge, I cannot fold. Hey, I've been trapping doge off in the metaverse. MetaDoge, history made, we did it first. I can't make this up, ain't no right rehearse. We got all the drip, we gon' quench they thirst. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. MetaDoge, 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 big dog, boss doge and metaverse. I bought friends, NFTs, stake them, gotta get them first. Once she dip, I buy the dip, it come up, she can get her purse. Don't you wait until it's listed, you should go and get it first. Dog, I'm certified, check my status, ask about me. We been shaking up the market, that's no lie. Ricky Bobby, they gon' duplicate and try. Roger that, copy. I'm a big dog, off the leash, chest out, cocky. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. MetaDoge, 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 MetaDoge. Slime to slime, I'ma put y'all on to something real quick. Know what I'm saying? You gotta put this coin in your pocket, else not you broke. Go to metadoge.live, that's MetaDoge.live. For bruh. Get you some money! LNJ, you can find me in the metaverse with my MetaDoge, you dig? It's a leak!
Available yet, and I can't seem to stake it.
So you're having trouble staking it. Okay. No, that's a good intro into, I guess, doing the AMA. So yeah. So you're having trouble staking the new Chinese New Year NFTs, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So what is it giving you an error message, or is it just not, is it not doing the double like approval for gas, or what's going on there?
It's doing the first one, just not the second, like the final approval.
Okay. We'll get with Dan to see what's going on there, because it definitely should be doing it, because I staked 4 or 5 earlier today and it approved every single one of them. And
what wallet are you using?
MetaMask.
Okay, I did that earlier today and it was fine, so good, Dan.
Yeah, we'll get with Dan and double check on that for you. Just be sure you send me a DM after this, so that way we can make sure that we follow up on it. But yeah, I did it with, I have MetaMask as well, and I did it earlier today and it worked just fine. So we'll make sure that that's okay. Going well. Okay. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
No.
The APY on them, though, really quick, is there APY or no?
Yes, there is. There is an APY on them. Do you know which one that you have specifically?
It's the wood one, the uncommon.
Okay, the wood one, I believe, and I'm going to have to double check this, it's 125% or 150%. But there's an APY on that.
Okay, yeah, I see the multiplier says 1.25.
Yeah, the multiplier will say 1.25. Yeah, but the APY itself should be below it whenever you open it. And I have one, so I can actually pull it up right now on stream, and I'll show you.
All right.
Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yep, 150%. So even though the staking multiplier, try to ignore that. The best way to be able to do it is whatever your investment was on the NFT itself. If it's 150% APY or 200% APY, that's what you multiply the original investment on the NFT buy. So that's the easiest way to do the calculation on that. So if you did one BNB or 888,000 repeated of the NFT itself, that times 1.5 will give you the idea of what you'll make over the year.
Got it. All right. Perfect. Thanks, man.
No problem. No, I appreciate it, Jay. So that welcomes you into, I'll go ahead and introduce myself with that because I know I'm kind of a new face around here, but my name is Owen and I am taking charge of the public relations over here. This is Tyler. You'll see him in the chat as Not So Slim and him. We are also multi-streaming this on YouTube, so that's probably why it's going to sound like I'm talking to two audiences at once. But either way, main thing that we just wanted to say is kind of open the floor and be sure that we were being as transparent as possible about the project. Make sure that we're getting any and all feedback from you guys as they come in. And any questions that we have, because we know with the migration that there's been a lot of questions that have been coming in. We do have our facts page. We do have a lot of ways to be able to answer you, but we know the mods are getting a little bit overwhelmed, so we wanted to make sure that you guys had a channel and an actual platform to be able to ask the questions that you had and make sure that your voice is heard so we can kind of develop this project over time together. So with that being said, we'll kind of hop right into it. Any other questions like Jay had, anything at all, there's nothing off limits. You can feel free to ask it in YouTube, or you can ask it right here, on the VC right now. It's totally fine. Hey guys over there on YouTube, by the way, watching you, Beyond the Game. Nice thumbs up. Dominic, how are you doing, man? It is an unusual experience. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to make sure that we were
Maybe
made available to everybody.
we had that competition. Like, do we know when we're going to be rolling out all the different NFTs to people who won all the different wallets?
As far as the most recent one, that was the shilling competition on Twitter, or is there a specific one that you're speaking on?
There was one. What was it called? I can't remember what it's called, but basically it was one that a couple days back. That some people won 5 NFTs, some people won it just for minimum buys. So there's a minimum buy aspect.
So that should be rolling out over the next 24 to 48 hours. One of the things, and we're going to go over some of the frequently asked questions because this kind of plays into that. Some of the things that we're looking to do is, one, we wanted to make sure the migration was already finalized. All of those things that incorporate around that, that's something that we wanted to make sure that we were taking care of for that. Now, when it comes into that, everything's good and set in place now, but we're still waiting on CMC, obviously, which is why the majority of the community has been asking, why can't I see the price of, why is it not tracking the price correctly inside my wallet? That's one of the things. We've already applied for CMC. We're just waiting on them to actually finalize it. It's all on their timeline. But once all of those things are in place, out of the way, all of that should be taken care of. If you have not seen it in the next 24 to 48 hours, DM me specifically. And I'll be sure to be active in the chat after this so you guys can see it. But DM me, and we will keep track of it over time specifically to make sure that you are taken care of. Were you one of the lucky winners on that?
Yeah, and I also just thinking for other people too, to be honest.
No. Completely understand, completely agree. So we'll make sure that you are taken care of as well as everyone else.
You want to, maybe, I don't know if I heard you, did you introduce yourself, where you're coming from, what's that kind of stuff, or are we waiting for more team members and stuff to join first?
No, I did, but I'll more than happy to do it again because there's going to be, I can see people coming in and out and everything on YouTube and inside the voice chat itself. So I come from a public relations background. I've been doing it for about 10 years, I would say. Prior to that, I was in music, was not in crypto. I was just in the music industry. Originally from Alabama. Like, I don't mind letting everybody know that. The whole point of this is just to kind of give that little bit of transparency. So, one of the chats that just came in through YouTube was them saying, like, it's weird in crypto to actually put a face to a name kind of thing. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this. But yeah, I've been in public relations for probably about 10 years. Customer success, client success in tech companies and startups. Currently living in Indianapolis. So feel free to LinkedIn me if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, generally speaking, that is where I come from. So crypto, as far as being in public relations, no, but in the tech industry, yes. So if that answers.
And I can also jump in here too, and obviously I'm sitting in the background here, like I'm the guy in the chair. Just want to introduce myself. My name's Tyler. We're both from the same place. We're brothers, not biologically, but this man pretty much adopted me when I was a kid, so that's why I call him brother. And we spent a lot of time together. We have trained under the same principles. Of public relations in a lot of ways. I work at a university currently full time, so a lot of my time is dedicated to that during the day, but I'm happy to be here whenever I possibly can for our community. I want to say that I think both of us, he and I, have the same approach when it comes to building a community and trust and camaraderie. We just really value the aspect of transparency, making sure that we're there to support others if they need anything at all. We obviously have full-time jobs. We can't be everywhere at once, which is unfortunate, but we're, like every a lot of folks here, I think we're all working towards the same goal and being able to do this in a full-time sense, being able to dedicate ourselves more and more to this project every day. So that's why we wanted to open this space to reiterate what he said, to allow everybody the opportunity to at least be able to be heard, to see a face to what MetaDoge is, and at least give feedback where we possibly can take it, because we know that new launches, relaunches, new events, everything like that's going to bring a lot of chat feedback, a lot of the same questions over and over, which is perfectly fine because we want our community to be educated. But at the end of the day, being able to provide that sense of unity, be able to provide that sense of clarity, that's really our ultimate goal. So I'm so glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
But hey, real quick, thanks for that. And I just want to give an update. I was able to stake that through I'm Token, and it shows you guys' transparency is really, really awesome. I enjoy it and love everything about MetaDoge at this time. And it's really showing the transparency and the fluidity of what's going on with the project is awesome. Everything's running really smoothly with the transition of going to the new V2 and everything. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for your time and efforts.
No, and we appreciate that as well. We appreciate you saying that, because that is the whole point of us trying to do that, is just making sure that people know that your voice is heard, because we originally were holders, just like every single one of you. I'm not a whale. Like, all my money, all my MetaDoge is tied up in NFTs and everything. So I am just like you in that sense, to where we are looking at the longevity and long-term growth of the project itself. Like, to be as transparent as possible, if this moons tomorrow, if it crashes back down, that does absolutely zero for us. We are here, a part of the dev team, to show you where our priorities lie and what we're looking to do with the project. We have these staking NFTs. We want this to be, the next Doge, the next everything, to where there is long-term growth, and then we all make money. We all, everybody asks when moon. That should be one of the facts. That's exactly what we're talking about right here when we're looking for that long-term growth and being able to have a great floor to where we can all make some passive income off of these NFTs. That's where our priorities lie as a dev team. And that's what we're looking to do with this. And we knew that there was no way to get to that point with so many different scams, different meme tokens just popping up overnight. Nobody is, doing what we're trying to do right here and give that transparency. That's what we want to do, so that you can buy into this as much as we are bought into it, if that makes sense. I know I've talked a lot right here, so yeah. No, I appreciate those words, man. I really, really do. So anybody else, like, there are no bad questions. Literally any question that you have, any feedback that you want to give, is also very, very important in these AMAs. We want to know, like, where do you want to see the project? What do you want to do with it? I know one of the chats that came through from Felix, yes, hopefully we got some MetaDoge merch coming in soon, because we're ready to wear it, because obviously right now I'm wearing nothing that's MetaDoge, and we were just saying right before we went live, I really wish we had some MetaDoge stuff on. We're excited for that store to launch too, so hopefully we'll have that next time and have that a part of the giveaway. But yeah, anybody, whether in the voice or in the chat, want to throw out a question, feedback, anything, we will address it right now.
Also, I just want to say a big thank you to anybody who's mods, admins, all the folks who on a daily basis are fielding these repetitive questions, but very important questions as well. Um, I just saw in Telegram, someone was asking how they can join our VC right now and being able to have folks who can answer those questions. So you guys are the unspoken heroes of this project. So I just want to give a huge shout out to you because I can't dedicate as much time as you guys do, but man, I see it, and I couldn't be more thankful for you.
Which does also lead me into a very phenomenal point, is that here soon we are looking to expand the moderator team. So if you feel like you can dedicate some time, if you feel like you have the abilities to be able to be incredibly active in the chat, you are heavily desired, and we need that. So if you are looking to do that, we are going to have a form that is rolling out over the next couple days to where you can apply to be a moderator. We would love to have you a part of that. Love to have you a part of like the, kind of the dev community in that sense. So if that is something you're looking to do, that is rolling out soon. Now, also with that being said, let's go ahead and just kind of recap a couple things, just for the people that are joining in late. CMC has been applied for. We've already been in talks with Certic for those certifications. As soon as CMC, that is finalized, which is on their end as far as the timeline goes, as soon as that is done, you'll be able to actually track the pricing through your MetaMask or your wallet just in general. I know we're all looking forward to that. Same thing here. But as soon as that is done, you'll be able to see that. If you are still having any kind of troubles with exchanges or anything, be sure that you are letting us know. Be sure that you are DMing us. We will help you as much as possible. Some of it is on their end, but we will obviously be transparent in the fact of, okay, this is something that we need Dan or one of the devs to actually fix, or if it's something that's on their end and you need to be in touch with them. The majority of the issues that we have seen come through, 99% of them, to be completely honest, has been trying to trade or sell the old MetaDoge contract. As you guys know, that is no longer in effect. Does not exist. Version 2, V2 is the only one that is actually active and the only one relevant right now. So be sure that if you're trying to trade out, I know it shows a price next to it. That does not exist. It was frozen in time. There is no liquidity in that one. We have all migrated over to the version 2. So be sure that you are keeping that in mind and not trying to sell it off. It doesn't exist. That's why you're getting errors. You can't do it. The new one will be updated here very soon, the next 24 to 48 hours, and you will be good to go. Does anybody have any questions whatsoever? Seen a lot of thumbs up, a lot of good sunglasses emojis. Jay's the only one that's asked a question. Come on. You guys just here for the giveaway? Because I don't blame you if you are.
Oh, I'm here for that too. Thank you.
All right. If nobody has anything else, we will go ahead and get to the giveaways, if that is what everyone is here for. But I want to make sure that you guys know, just remember, you can post it in the chat. You don't feel like you have to, if you don't want your voice to be heard over the stream, that is totally fine. That is totally acceptable. I understand. You can just post it in the chat on YouTube, and by all means, we will make sure that your question is answered.
I just want
Hi,
to.
Owen.
Go ahead.
All right, you go first, Slim.
No, you go ahead.
All right. You guys, I had a question with, I guess, the timing around the release, the release plan for the game. I think, one, I think it'll generate a lot of your interest, and I guess that's where you're focusing. But, I guess for the early adopters, is there a plan for alpha, beta, and then full release, and what that schedule looks like? I know we've touched on, June being a nominal time, but is there a time that we might have that kind of plan to generate a fair bit more, interest in getting on board early?
That's a really good question. To be, again, completely transparent, we are still in the very early, I wouldn't say very early stages. We're in the early stages of the fact that we are still we have gotten a little bit of build on it, but mainly we are still hammering out the entire details of exactly what we want to incorporate in the game. And the main reason being for that and you can probably attest to this. Hopefully the whole community can attest to this. We don't want it to be like, oh, we release kind of like a half-ass shitty game, and then we'll iterate off of that. No, we have one chance to make a good first impression, to really penetrate the market and really hit this running. I don't know if you saw it the other day, but there was someone made a tweet. They were having like a rave in the metaverse or something like that, built on some other NFT. And oh my God, was it terrible. And it got dragged through the mud for how awful it looked. It looked like a 1998 PlayStation graphics, terrible game. Nobody moving or having fun. It looked terrible. Nobody's going to play that. And the second that's the trash that you put onto the market to try to penetrate the market and get people around your NFTs and your token, that's the impression people are going to have. And you will always be known as, that. That is not what we're looking for. We are looking to build something that is both incredibly fun, enjoyable, addictive, and that actually has, earnable rewards. That's what we're looking for. Luckily, a lot of the dev team grew up, and I'm 32 years old. I'm 32. I grew up in the heyday of Pokemon, for example. And we are primed and in a great position to kind of capitalize on that style of game. So there's a lot of ideas floating around. We are always open to more ideas. But that is what we're looking to do. That we're looking to do something that is just so addictive, so much fun, to where everyone can enjoy it, whether they give a shit about cryptocurrencies or NFTs or not. That's what you want to try to do, and that's what we're hoping to incorporate into it. So, to long story short, rambling a little bit on that, yes, we are going to have it. I don't know if we'll have an alpha. Do know that we're going to have a beta. But we're right now in the planning stages of making sure we're incorporating every kind of feature that we would want as gamers. As you can see from how my room is, it's not just set up like this for crypto, shilling. It's here like this because I am a gamer, an avid gamer myself. We want something that everyone is going to enjoy. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. What's up, guys? This is Appa. So just to touch on what you were saying, I think the direction of taking it back, like to the Game Boy days when we had Pokemon, that would be a pretty interesting direction to take our NFT project, where we could have quests, items that you gain through NFTs, and combining NFTs to power up, and just that type of direction.
And that's exactly what we're looking for. I think Dom, every time he shows up, Dan the same way. Every time that he comes in, he's able to be active because obviously they're working tirelessly behind the scenes for this project. Whenever they come out, one of the things that they say when they design these NFTs, as an example, was they used to collect Pokemon cards. And obviously the first editions are the very rare ones. As you can see from the chat when you join the Telegram group, there are people constantly saying, hey, if anybody wants to sell some season ones, let me know. That's only going to get more in demand as time goes on. And then the second editions will, and the third iterations. These will only get more in demand as time goes on because they specifically designed them this way because of our nostalgia factor. So even if you're not a fan of Pokemon, for example, we still can all understand kind of the nostalgia that comes along with that. That's what we want to do, that feeling of missing out and holding on to, something that is either from our childhood or just, for example, just anything, just fear of missing out. So that is why it has been designed this way, and the game is going to take that same exact kind of approach of, the 16-bit style. Again, all of this is completely in flux. All of this could change at a moment's notice in the sense of where we're going with game design. But to give you an idea of that is kind of where we're wanting to incorporate to really hit on that nostalgia point. That is what we're wanting to do, is to make sure that we get the most out of that, if that makes sense. And I do want to answer one of the questions. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was going to say, go ahead.
Like
Yeah.
you were saying on the limited quantity, you take a look at the release that we just had with the Chinese New Year set. It may say legendary, but there's literally only 2,000 in total. Like every single one of them is basically a legendary.
No, I think there might be some miscommunication around that, because while there's only 2,000 able to be purchased, there's only a 1% chance. It's 2,000 loot boxes that can be purchased. And out of,
Right. Right. What I'm saying is exactly what you're saying,
Mhm.
that there's only 2,000 of them, like in general, like, and there's a marketplace. So if there's only 2,000 items of a set, they're kind of all rare, even though there's only that one legendary. I get what you're saying,
No, you're
but they're
absolutely
all
right.
kind
Yeah, I'm sorry. I overspoke before I understood what you were saying. You're absolutely right. That's where when we first started out and we were on the ground floor too of the season ones, I was telling my brother, who I got bought in on the project right here, of we need to buy these season ones because as soon as they release season two, like no one realizes it now because it's readily available. It's you can buy it if you want to at this point in time. But as soon as these season ones they stop selling them, these prices are going to go up. And sure enough, as soon as they stop selling, as soon as they migrate to season two, everybody wanted the season ones. And then as soon as they stop selling these season twos, the same thing's going to happen. It doesn't feel like it right now, and it won't because it's readily available. There's still I think 2,000 left to buy on season two, but as soon as they're done selling them, guess what? You can't get them anymore. You can only get them through the marketplace, and then whatever somebody puts it at, that's the price that it's selling at. Not to mention you are getting staking rewards this entire time while you have them. So you're making that passive income on the back end. I mean, it's just that's where those money should be made, but the team knows that, and that's what they're dedicating themselves to right now.
Apple, thanks for your question, man. I just want to address real quick. We had a question talking about CMC trending, whether or not we're going to do that again. Of course, we're always looking to trend. To answer your question the best that I can, is one of the best ways for us to trend is to get the name out there. Shilling, joining the Shill army, constantly posting about MetaDoge updates, constantly getting out there, upvoting us on CMC and any other site that you possibly can get to. And as we expand our reach in exchanges, we'll probably have a lot more advantages to those as well, being able to upvote, uh, positive comments, stuff like that. Like we're really honestly a community that's built on our community's buy-in, and so us being able to buy in and us being able to put out to the public the amount that we've bought in by shilling, by upvoting, by commenting, by doing all the things that we possibly can do to get our name out there is going to pay dividends. So to answer your question, yes, we are always looking to trend on everything that we possibly can. CMC's been very valuable to us, but we also need the community to step up, continue to step up, and put our name out there, and we will get there because you've seen the impact that CMC trending has had so far. So thank you for your question. I appreciate that.
And to go to the other question that we have, how many seasons will there be at MetaDoge? That is still on the long-term roadmap. So that's a really kind of difficult question to answer. I do know that we do have a season 3 planned, obviously in the works. We do have NFTs planned strictly for gaming. I don't know how many more staking NFTs we will have. Obviously, we incorporated that 2% tax on sales to help with the staking pool itself. So I'm not entirely sure on how many more staking NFTs we will have, if that is your question, which is why, not to shill, but buy them now while you can. But we will have more NFTs obviously planned, and as the game evolves, I would bet a lot of money that we're going to have more seasons of NFTs after that. But as far as the long-term roadmap of a firm thing, that is more so just we have gaming NFTs planned in the future. That'll be incorporated, and you will have the ability to trade your staking NFTs for gaming NFTs, which will act as avatars in the game itself. Because one, that will help with the staking pool, and it'll give you the ability to actually put your avatars into the game itself. Looks like we have another one. Anything about some protection against whales? That one is more of an opinion question. And the reason why I say that is just that my opinions don't necessarily reflect the opinions of every dev, on the team. So I hope you guys take that at face value. But what I will say is one of the things that I am most proud at is when I first bought into the project, the price was trading around like, 2.9. Right now we're at like a 3.7 or something along those lines. It was at a 2.9 when I first joined the project, obviously way back ago, months ago, whenever we first went on sale. That it was trading at 2.9 with a lot of whales bought in, a lot of the pre-sale whales bought in. And I know we got up to a lot of all-time highs. We killed a zero at some point in time. And that was all the dev team. That was all the marketing. The whales didn't have too much to do with that. And then for whatever reason, at one point in time when the Season 2 NFTs released, some of the whales sold. They just wanted to kind of pump and dump, whatever it may be. And with that being said, we are still sitting at, where are we right now? 3.7? Above the floor that we were with those whales in it. That's how much of a community that we've built. We're at almost 15,000 holders. And we made the floor higher without, someone sold 250 million, like a pre-sale 250 million MetaDoge. You know, for whatever personal reason that they had. They sold that, and we are still higher than where we were at the very beginning. That shows the type of floor that we have. So while it's difficult to protect against whales, because this is, let's be real, this is still a free market. People can sell and buy at any point in time. And I've told you at the beginning of this AMA, I am not a whale. I don't have any type of influence on the price whatsoever. If I sold all my holdings today, I'm not influencing anything. So I'm here. All my stuff is in the staking of NFT. So I'm here for the long-term longevity of the project itself. That is why I'm here. There's nothing you can do to protect against the free market. If they want to sell, they're going to sell. And there's going to be other whales that come in, and there's going to be other whales that sell. But if we keep that type of passion that we have for the project from the beginning and what we do now, I mean, sky's the limit, guys. Sky's the limit on that.
I just want to add a little bit to that before we get to the next question too. Like, you know, my brother is not a whale. I am considered one. And it's just because we're in completely different places right now as far as where we're at with our risk tolerances and all of that stuff. So he's coming at it from a sense of definitely like he's not looking at this project to only benefit him. And like some of the past whales who have sold off that were looking for their own personal benefits and all that stuff, he's looking at it from a sense just like me actually, from we're more concerned with long-term growth. We are more concerned with the long-term sustainability of this project and how this entire community is going to be able to shift that into the stratosphere. And don't get me wrong, we can absolutely do that together. But the big thing with protecting from whales is to buy in, is to stay, and if you are in the position to become one, that's why I decided to become one, is because I saw what happened to the project that I care a lot about and I want to see grow. I wanted to be part of protecting that. And the biggest part of protecting that is diversifying, expanding, and increasing our community's buy-in, as well as increasing our own bags, because we know this is going to go to a high level at some point. We have every belief that it's going to, or we wouldn't be here. The big thing is that you have to you buy in and you stay with it. You hold the line and you buy into the project. And all that being said, I'll pass it over to Owen if he has any final words on that before we get to the next question. Okay.
No, you're completely right in that. I mean, reiterating what he said, I mean, that is the entire purpose of why we're here is longevity of the project. We don't, everyone just kind of keep in mind that, you know, Bitcoin took how many years? Like 14, 12, longer than that. Dogecoin took 7. Shiba Inu took, you know, like 13 months or something like that. We're not here for an overnight moon. That literally benefits us none. So, but with that being said, we'll move on to the next one with the, hi guys, thanks for doing this. No problem. I'll let you read it out.
Yeah. And so the next question I wanted to get to is, you know, are there any plans for Binance or KuCoin? And to be honest with you, Gate.io is being planned. Bigger exchanges come with bigger costs. So we got to make sure the time's right. We're going to push for those exchanges because we have to get out there. And we know that we sense that we need to get out there. And, you know, honestly, the broader spectrum that we have for buyers to get in and out, we obviously want them to be more in than out. But to be able to have a better market for MetaDoge, we need to be in more exchanges. We're pushing for that, but we have to be able to grow in a sustainable way instead of pushing every bit of funds that we possibly have to getting all these places and doing nothing with it. I'm sure that many of the more experienced investors that we have here today will probably agree with the fact that if you push yourself into a million categories at once and have nothing to back yourself on and no reputation, that you're not really going to get a whole lot of long-term growth out of that. So we're looking at that. We're constantly monitoring that. We're constantly pushing for those things. And as soon as we have the means to do so and we have the support to do so, we are pushing as hardcore as possible to get into those. So thank you very much for your question. I appreciate it.
Exactly. To get into a little bit of specifics with that, with Binance and those, the requirements for getting on those exchanges are ridiculous. I mean, you either have to have a lot of money or a lot of holders. Now, we are in a good spot to be able to get on Binance one day, and obviously that's the dream. That's where we want to be. Because as you know, I mean, that's how, well, probably a lot of us got in as far as trading crypto, was getting on Binance and trading some of just the normal stable coins and whatnot and going off of that. We do want to get there, but we do have to tip our expectations of it's going to take a minute for us to get there. We have to have either a certain amount of holders or we got to spend a lot of money to get on there. That's possible. But our marketing wallet will need to be a little bit bigger because, I mean, I would have to check with Dom for the exact price, but it is a lot to pay to get listed on Binance. Money that we feel is better spent elsewhere to build our floor where we get organically listed on Binance. That's the goal that we want to get to. One, it raises our floor, and two, we don't have to just drop a bunch of money just to get listed on Binance, which of course would, moon us to the moon and back, to be, put a fine point on it. But yes, we are absolutely working to get there. So that is a really good question, but we do have a minute to get there.
And guys, I don't know. I mean, this was unplanned, but honestly, I just thought about it, so we're going to go with it. Okay. I love all the questions, and thank you all for putting those in there. But I'll be honest, I just saw this guy say, or this person say, "Hi from France," and I love that. Honestly, we're from the U.S. We're East Coast on the U.S., not really the coast. We're actually in the Midwest, but we're East Coast time. But I love the fact that we have a community that's global right now, right? So if anybody wants to put in the chat, maybe what country they're from, what region they're from in the world, we would love to see everybody in YouTube, everybody that can possibly comment right now. We want to see where you're from. We want to see where our communities are built from, so that one, we can get a good gauge on who's engaging right now tonight with us, who's going to engage in the future for our scheduled AMAs, and also how we can go about better serving you too.
So a couple of questions just came in, and we were actually hoping for these kind of questions. The whole point of this AMA is to be able to, again, be transparent and make sure your voice is heard, and that if you have some concerns about the project, you come and speak to us. That is the entire reason why we're doing that. From Turkey. I work with a lot of guys from Istanbul, so props to that. So you have, say, 15,000 holders, 4.8 thousand Telegram members. Is this there because another fake groups? Okay, so there are other fake groups, but that doesn't necessarily probably contribute to the 4.8 thousand Telegram holders. There are a lot of people that probably bleed off some marketing and they're just buying in and have zero interest in being a part of the community. That's just going to happen. Or they're just kind of new buyers, and maybe that's a reason why for the community itself. Some of those things are going to happen. Now, as far as marketing and advertising and whatnot for the SpaceX billboard, we do have a lot planned for the marketing. We do have to be very, very clear in the fact of, from Albania. We do have to be very clear in that we can't just be as transparent and open in the sense of marketing if it's up in the air still. Like, there are contracts that have to be in place. There is money that has to be exchanged. We can't just say, oh, we're talking to this specific influencer or whatnot. I can tell you that that marketing wallet, which is very fat right now, is being well spent, but none of that can be publicly said until they have signed on the dotted line, because it could jeopardize literally everything that we are doing from that aspect of it. So yes, we do have a lot planned. One of the things that we are thinking about is, this is probably can be said. One of the things we're thinking about is maybe a billboard in Times Square. Like, we do have a lot of things in the pipeline that we're looking to work out, but you have to understand and be patient with it that we killed it with marketing in the first part of the MetaDoge evolution, and we are going to exponentially kill it going forward. Those are some of the things that we are going to be doing with as far in regards to marketing itself. Tyler, I'm going to let you take just a couple of the questions real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't look like we have any questions right now. I'm gonna let my brother step away for a second here. Just want to let you know, guys like Albania, Turkey, France, we're from US. There's UK, Australia. I've heard of Brazil. I don't know if we have any Brazilian folks in the chat tonight or in the AMA at all, but you guys are you guys bring so much to this, even if you're not as active as other folks, because we have MetaDoge who's perfectly and boy, are they fantastic too. I'm always looking for them on. Um, I'm always looking for them on the marketplace. I don't think Echo can hear me. Can anybody else hear me? Is anybody else having an issue hearing me?
No, we're live back now.
Loud and clear.
Sorry, I was gonna say, Jay, I made the mistake of opening the app on my phone as I went to go let my dog out of the room before he gnawed my foot off, and that is probably what set the voice chat from the desktop that was going through to the Streamlabs and to the voice chat in general. That is what did that. So people on the voice chat could probably hear him. That time people on YouTube cannot hear him. So hopefully it is back online now. Let me know if you were still not hearing it. Just FYI.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize that. I'm not as familiar with OBS and how that works with him pulling up an app and all that stuff. So I don't know exactly how much you all heard. I just want to reiterate real quick how important to me personally the community is, and how awesome it is that we have so much diversity in it. Bangkok, Sweden, Algeria, Albania, France, the US. Um, we have a huge Chinese market, like Turkey. I mean, it's incredible to me. It honestly blows my mind that we're all here for the same purpose, because how often are we not in life? So I digress. That's a huge part for me. Um, I also just wanted to say, Echo, since you couldn't hear me before, I'm glad that you picked up some NFTs. It sounds like you're enjoying the same things that I'm enjoying right now, and so is Owen here. So glad to have you guys. Thank you so much.
Do we have any more questions prior to getting to the giveaway? Now's your chance. If you have them, say them right now in the chat or in the voice chat. Because if not, it's about to be a battle between, in the voice chat, Jay and Apla. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I apologize if I didn't. But it's about to be a battle between you two for that one giveaway. And then in the YouTube chat, we have lots of possibilities there. So let us know now if you got a question. I also have to wait long enough because there's like a 5-second delay on YouTube. So sorry about that. All right, well, we'll wait for the YouTube chat ones to come in. You in the voice chat, you have had your time to say anything, any kind of questions that you have. So I am going to flip a coin because it's going to be between Jay and Apla. I apologize if I'm not saying your name correctly, but it is going to be between you two. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, dope. All right.
Apple doesn't have the MetaDoge. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh,
All right. Well,
I got the legendary. You guys better mint up your NFTs. I'm telling you, because
I never won
you're
anything, bro. I'm gonna
unlucky.
give it to you. You already won. I already know it. I'm not that lucky, man.
you know
Good
what,
luck though.
Jay, since you said that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let you choose the side of the coin. Okay? You
Oh
get to
my God.
you get to
Okay.
choose this. All right? And this tells you how big of a Pokemon fan we are. This is like a coin from Pokemon, not going to lie. All right? So you've got the shiny side or the black side. You get to choose which side is your coin. Whatever it lands
Shiny.
on. The shiny side? All right?
Yeah.
I'm going to miss this on stream. I'm going to look stupid, but all right. I'm going to open it to you. Whatever side wins an NFT. That is shiny side.
Yes, sir. All right. I finally won something.
You finally won
Thank you,
something.
guys.
No problem, man. So I'm going to get with the guy that's got the NFT. He's going to send it over to you. It's going to be a Chinese New Year NFT. I will get with him and make sure that gets over to you. But make sure that you DM me after this. Owen Public Relations. You should be able to find me, no problem. But DM me, and we will get that over to you. Okay?
Sweet. Thank you, man.
No problem, dude. No problem.
And before we do the next giveaway, there was a question that came up in the chat on YouTube. Just wanted to see if anybody else wanted to put their feedback in on this. What's your favorite film, and why is it Groundhog Day? If nobody's seen Groundhog Day, it's a fantastic film. Bill Murray's an icon. Anyways, the other thing is and really importantly, Albert Hoffman. You asked about the SpaceX billboard. Like, are we going to do anything in the future again? If you didn't hear us the first time when we answered that, I apologize. We are always looking to do things like the SpaceX billboard in the future. We have so many options out there. We're trying to always put it in the right place at the right time. So look out for it, because as soon as we do it, we're going to post it to Twitter. We're going to post it to Telegram. We're going to post it all over the place. So thank you for your question.
Another question that came through is, what is your favorite NFT? Absolutely, the legendary from the first season that I own, but drawn randomly. Literally, it was my second draw, and I remember messaging Dan, one of the dev team at that point in time, saying like, "Hey man, like the gas fees, like it's not working or anything," and it was because it was user error. It was stupid. So I've been there, guys. But yeah, no, literally drew it on my second loot box in the season 1 NFTs. It drew a legendary. So right there with you, my man. Love it. As far as my favorite movies, I'm going to say probably Goodfellas. And yeah, Goodfellas. I gotta say, if not, Fellowship of the Ring. Big Lord of the Rings fan.
Mine is Training Day. That's the sickest movie ever, man.
Yeah, you're gonna fit in well with my brother. He loves Denzel.
Absolutely. Training Day. I love Denzel. Anything Denzel. But Training Day is one of my favorites, man.
Dude, that guy's a crazy actor, man. It's like he throws his own personal like that's just how he is in real life. I feel like that's how his roles are so good. It's just like he's man, you can't beat his acting. He's so good. So good.
Absolutely. And honestly, like, that is one of the reasons I like Denzel so much. I'm not wanting to digress too much from the AMA, but man, I could go all day about Denzel. If you ever want to have a private chat about this, we could talk about Denzel as much as you want to, man.
Hell yeah, for sure, man. Thanks. Hell yeah.
All right, guys, we will go ahead and do, which I know I've seen some coming through there. Can you copy past Telegram in the chat? I'll need you to kind of enunciate on that one, my man. I don't know exactly what you're asking, but I want to help. Grab an NFT for Legendary Season 1. Mine's not for sale. If that helps again with telling you how much I'm investing in the project. I am not selling my Legendary NFT. Like, you would have to pay me at least bare minimum like 200 to 250 million MetaDoge. Like, I wouldn't let it go for any less than that. Absolutely. The delay is more like 1 minute. Okay, I'm way off on that. Sorry, I'm catching up on the YouTube chat, guys. So we'll go ahead and get to the giveaway for the YouTube chat, and I am literally going to spin this up and down, trying to find it. Going, and you're the winner. All right, sorry if I'm getting too close to the camera, but I'm gonna come in and tell you exactly who you are. Yarrow Ve Millie. I apologize if I said your name incorrectly, but if you could DM me, you have just won a Chinese New Year NFT from MetaDoge, and you happen to be the one that said that there were fake groups going a little bit struggling with the right one. Why we need more marketing. You had probably one of the best questions in the chat too, so I appreciate you coming through and saying that. Guys, there are no bad questions whatsoever. If you have something that you want your voice to be heard, that is the whole reason we're doing this. We are doing this again on, I don't know what time zone you guys are on. Sorry if I'm going to make you have to Google the transition in times, but the time that we're doing this on Thursday, we'll be doing it Thursday mornings at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, United States Eastern time. So we're going to try to hit all the time zones that we can. We will adjust accordingly. Just so everybody is aware of that, but we want to make sure that your voice is heard. Oh, I'm sorry. Beyond the Game has a question. Go ahead and say your question, my man. There's like a minute delay. So I just realized it's going to take 60 seconds before I'm able to see this guy's question. Anybody in the voice chat? Anybody have any questions whatsoever that we can answer for you before we'll cut to the music video to kind of fade ourselves out?
You know what, man? I kind of do. I don't know. I know this is like something that you guys don't like to touch base on, and it's like a freaking thorn in our side. It's that other meta, I guess. I don't,
those Ethereum dicks. Yeah, no, we're right there. That's, by the way, that again, my opinion does not express the rest of the dev team, so I apologize for saying that. But I do want to say that yes, it is annoying. It was annoying when I first bought in. They were there whenever I first bought into the project, right when we launched. Yeah. And it is incredibly annoying.
I came in like the first week, and I was a little confused with them, but I'm glad I chose the right one in my eyes. So, like, for sure.
Definitely so. I mean, this is the only dev project that's actually building like a project out of it. It's not just like, hey, we're a meme token. We're just going to hope that people just like want to say our name or something along those lines. And that's the way that they went. They are on the Ethereum bridge. There's nothing, again, transparency. There is nothing we can do about them. The only thing we can do is just flat out beat them. But I do feel like we are doing that in place with, actually having NFTs with utility. I mean, anybody can just make a picture up, put it on a blockchain, say it's an NFT, and just have people buy it and say it's rare, buy it. We actually have utility built into our NFTs, and that is what we're trying to progress with into the game itself. We want all of our NFTs to actually have some meaning and stuff like that. So those are what we're focused on. There's nothing we could do as far as like we can't like sue them or anything like that. We tried. Yeah. I'm kidding. We did not try, but I just want to say, I wish, but no.
What about like even just talking with them and like telling them to just like drop it, man, like integrate with us or something, like, I don't know, like integrate with you guys, like, you know what I mean? Like,
they're eventually going to drop out. I mean, they absolutely are. Eventually they will crash down. There are guys that are still built into their projects, even though they haven't released anything or done anything. There are guys that are still invested in their project, and they're going to hold, even if it crashed down to zero, they're still going to say that, how many, I don't know anybody here, maybe you're the lucky one that literally this is your first crypto project and you hit the lottery and you invested in this one, and that's all you've ever done before. But there are so many, I'm sure the chat will tell you, just in Telegram and both YouTube will tell you that there are so many crypto projects that you invested in, they rug pulled or they did something else, and you just kind of keep the tokens in your wallet just to remind you of that terrible soul-crushing experience. That's gonna happen. I mean, they're going to hit the point where no one's supporting the project, and it just falls out, and that's how it'll be. But yeah. But other than that, that's the main reason why we just don't bring it up, is for that reason.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Thanks, man.
All right, so just to go off that, Beyond the Game, BTG, bro, if you're gonna ask a question, come on, man, don't be shy. Don't play us like that. I'm just messing with you, man. So it looks like we do have a question from Lori Gaming. Is there a game to be released? Yeah, that's the plan, man. We are pumped about the prospects of that. I can't wait to see what that looks like. We are talking about how that's going to look, functionality, but we want to make sure that this game is going to blow the roof off of any other crypto game, honestly, any game. I mean, honestly, if it were me and I had the budget and I could put all my money into it, I'd want it to be God of War. I don't know if anybody would disagree that God of War might be one of the best games ever made. Who knows? But I'm just saying, if it could be like that, that'd be great. But no, truthfully, the gaming is going to be such a huge factor for us, and we're looking so much forward to the prospects that we have. Um, the other thing was, who was it? So it says, can you copy the past telegram in the chat? I just want to make sure, are you trying to get a hold of our telegram link? I think that one of our devs may have already sent that through the chat. Just want to make sure that you're good to go. So let us know if you're not.
And to answer a couple of the other questions that came through, thank you guys for not rugging the liquidity. That hopefully, beyond just us doing a FaceTime and a live stream, putting our faces out there for you guys to be able to ask these questions, beyond all of that, the dev team had the opportunity whenever the lock of the liquidity was up to rug pull. And you know what they did? They locked the liquidity for another 12 months. I mean, that should show you the dedication in the project and the longevity that they're looking for, the long-term growth. So you're welcome for that. But one of the things that struck me as crazy is I thought people might think that, like, I was bought into the project. I knew that wasn't going to happen, but I thought some people might think that. And our price was at like 3.1, and it went up to 3.3 before the price freeze. I thought it would have dropped. I thought people would have sold off right beforehand and been like, okay, I'm just going to sell. This might be a rug pull. And they didn't. And sure enough, they locked the liquidity for 12 months, and here we are. That's buying in on the devs, and that's phenomenal. That's something that nothing I, nor Tyler next to me, nor Dan or Dom or anything can just like tell you to do. That's your own belief in the project, and I don't know if you'll ever understand how much that actually means to us in the dev team for that belief. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate that, Albert. And then the next one was do you think the metaverse will depend BTC to take off? And does the team have any plans to do heavy marketing to attract holders? Hello from Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Yes, we do have a lot of marketing in the works right now. One of the things that we wanted to do with this relaunch is take full advantage of it. And definitely... sorry, somebody else, Lori Gaming said something. And definitely that's something that we're constantly evolving. If you have any proposals, be sure to send those over to us. But we definitely 150 million% want to make sure that we are putting our marketing dollars in the correct place because they are so vital. We have a really, really, really healthy marketing wallet, and we want to make sure that we are applying that in the correct places as they go. So that is something that we're constantly looking at. Now, as far as will the metaverse depend on BTC? No, I don't think so at all. I think it is strictly, you have to think of it this way. If you are a big gamer, if you're in the chat right now, if you're a big gamer, how many times have you purchased in-game currency? I mean, outside of not being on a blockchain, there's no difference, to be completely honest with you. So if you can find a game that's fun enough, addicting enough, that it really kind of, engages with your audience enough, the sky's the limit. I mean, I've played Pokemon growing up so much it came out when I was 10. I was prime age for Pokemon. If you had told me that the actual currency to buy like potions and Pokeballs and stuff like that cost in-game money or real people money, I'd have stolen my parents' credit card a long time ago. Okay? Like that's kind of the addiction that you need to kind of build with the game itself. So I promise you all of those things are being looked at. And luckily we have a lot of like true gamers on board to help with the development of the project, but we are always like this. Again, this is just, we're having 2 AMAs a week going forward, and we'll adjust times as needed, depending on it, because I know it's late for a lot of you, but we are going to have these going forward to hear your feedback. If you're like, hey man, I play video games, and like, for example, he said God of War. Like if you play video games, you're like, I love this. This is fun for me whenever I play a video game. Tell us. We may not have thought of it. Tell us so we can put it into the game because we want to get as large of an audience as possible. We do not want to release some half-ass game that'll get made fun of on Twitter and then no one will ever buy MetaDoge in the future. That is 150 million% the opposite of where we want to go with this project. Okay? We want to put something out there the first time, the right time. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lori, like, you're gonna stream our game. Like, that's the kind of thing that we want from our community too. Like, look at that. You get an advantageous side of the gaming itself and investing in MetaDoge, and then you can game and stream it, and then everybody else has an advantage too because they're investors and you're streaming. I don't know what your gaming platform is. I don't know how many followers you have, but the fact that you already want to stream a game that doesn't exist right now is fantastic. I also want to put out there real quick that Dave, you know what? I don't distrust you at all. I think that your face probably is a face for radio, but it's probably a face for TV and the big screen and everything else. So once you're doxxed, man, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm looking forward to seeing that on the website. Um, we're trying to dox ourselves because we obviously don't have as important a jobs as Dave has right now. Just kidding, Dave. I'm just messing with you, bro. But I mean, honestly, like Albert said, man, relocking liquidity is more important, and I think holds a lot more gravity to the fact that we relocked the liquidity for 12 months on and giving our community the knowledge that we're buying into this, that we're in here for the long haul. And if there is anything that can show you that we're all here committed to this project, it's to lock liquidity like that.
150 million% right. So let me see. Yearly, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, but one of the questions you have was, honestly, where do you see MetaDoge end of year? Am I hopeful for the future? I think we'll see consideration. Okay, so where do I see it? Now, again, I'm going to preface this is not financial advice. The whole reason that we are in crypto, all of us here right now, the people that are watching in the voice chat or listening in the voice chat, the people that are watching on YouTube, the whole entire reason that we are in crypto is because you can make a ton of money. You can also lose a ton of money. This is a very volatile market. So to try to pretend like I have, a definitive idea on where we're going to be, like that would just be incredibly disingenuous to everyone listening here. So being as transparent as possible where I see it, where I honestly see it, not where I'm hopeful it'll be, where I honestly see it, I think that definitely within a year, if you're looking for Win Moon, that was really just kind of a very nice way of saying Win Moon. So I appreciate you putting more words on it. But I do seeing it moon within the year. I really, really do. Now, if you are somebody that is listening right now or watching right now saying, are we going to, in a month or two, are we going to just like spike all of a sudden? Like, I don't think so. And I don't hope so. Again, like my money's invested in the longevity of this project. It's not invested in, I don't have like 150 million MetaDoge sitting around waiting on this to spike so I can just drop all of a sudden. So that is absolutely 150 million% not where I want this to be and not where I think it's going to go because we are designing it that way for longevity of the project. So where do I think it will be end of year? Completely honest with you, I think it will be, high. What I'm now giving a hopeful standpoint, I think 10th of a penny, if I had to say 0.001, like that's where my hope and where I know that it can get to. Like I know for a fact it can get there. But as far as timelines, it's so hard to say for end of year. I mean, we got like 11 months until then, my man. But that's where I'm thinking right
now. Yeah, Carlo, I think you
marketing?
have a question, right?
Yeah. Did somebody say marketing?
Yes, marketing. I think we have honestly gotten so many questions about marketing, and we have tried to answer them as clearly as possible, and also without giving up, some of the risks that are associated with putting too much information out at once. So yeah, I mean, marketing is such a huge factor for us. It's just something that we can't always give you definitive details to everything because it might undermine what we're actually trying to do with those partners.
Oh, I understand that completely. Also, love the username. Yeah, no, I sent something over to Dave. If you have any questions, just ask. I somewhat of a master in marketing, so I can refine things to a level of risk mitigation as well as extraordinarily budget conscious in some of the locations I shared with you. I I think you'll find the cost of marketing in those areas is relatively limited. Um, and over the course of between, I would say, 3 and 6 months, you'll find the effect of that style of marketing to be, well, I don't want to sound or speak with a lack of eloquence, but fucking retarded.
For sure, man. And honestly, like Dave is the best person to get a hold of with those proposals. I'm sure that he's taking all that into consideration and communicating with you. I'm gonna leave that to him because he's the guy to go to. Our dev team is the guy or the people to go to about those. I am not. I don't doubt that you could bring us some fantastic stuff with your experience. But yeah, man, it's always something. And I appreciate the compliment that you gave to my name. Honestly,
Oh yeah.
Owen here started out as Dr. Dreidel, and I'm not so slim and M. So we're playing off one another with that. But you know, Eminem just so happens to be one of my favorite artists. So huge to me, and so I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate your willingness to give to our project as well. And I'll let Dave take that with you. I do want to point out the fact that Lori says she has 10K uh, and more on Facebook for her streaming. So if she's looking to stream for us, that's fantastic. But we're going to get to a couple. I think we have a couple more questions real quick.
Oh yeah. When Lambo.
Yeah, no, I was actually expecting that to be one of the questions. CryptoMan20 does have a question of when discounted loot box for season 2, 450,000, but when I buy them, they are 500,000. That one I know the answer to. It's 450,000. You can use your staked rewards from season 2 to purchase a loot box at a discounted price. That is not just actual in your. Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You're not muted.
No, you're not muted.
I know. I was just going to add to that because I just got a message here just to kind of give us a direct answer on that too. It's like you want to make sure that you're purchasing it directly off the season 2 staking page, not in the normal store page. So when you do purchase it from the staking page itself.
Either way, that's okay. It sounds like the voice chat is over now because it looks like maybe one of the devs was listening in on it, and they, whenever they backed out of the voice chat, they went ahead and ended it. So, but with that being said, does anybody else? I'll go ahead and give you a chance. Does anybody else have any other kind of questions? We appreciate all of the love, all the support, all of the questions that have come through. Beyond all of that, reminder to Yurli. I apologize if I am not saying your name correctly, but Yurli Millie, you have an NFT with your name on it. Chinese New Year NFT with your name on it. So be sure that you send a message. Yeah, I know I turned it back on. Sorry about that. Make sure that you send a message to us so we can get you that NFT. Make sure that you, so that way you can follow up with it. Join the Telegram group. You can message me directly, and we will take care of that for you. Okay? So, does anybody else in the YouTube chat, and I know that there's quite a little bit of a delay, so this may take a second, but does anybody else in the YouTube chat have any other questions that we can help out with whatsoever?
And if anybody has any questions that you do want to ask, you want to wait maybe until next time, or you want to ask on Thursday, Owen's going to be here again with his voice chat. He's going to be doing another one of these, so feel free to ask those then.
Exactly. We'll be doing this again on Thursday. We'll be sure to send out plenty of notice ahead of time to let you guys know. Again, if you have any questions, you don't have to be holding MetaDoge to be able to join it. Join the Telegram chat. Send me a direct message. Ask it in the chat itself. We are going to have mods that are moderating it. We are going to be making sure that your voice is heard, and we will be back again on Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, United States time. I think UTC, that would be 1600 UTC, like 4 o'clock UTC. So that is what we're looking to do. But other than that, guys, we are going to play out the music video. And if you need anything else, we will see you in the Telegram chat. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for all the good questions. If you guys need anything else, let us know. All right? Take it easy.
I just got rich. Well, this MetaDoge fire. Yeah. If you don't got a coin in your wallet, you broke. I said what I said. Hey, my doge not like yours. My doge is the first. You are just a meme. My doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours. Tell him I said it.
Facts. My doge not like yours. My doge is the first. You are just a meme. My doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours. My doge is the first. You are just a meme. My doge got a metaverse. MetaDoge, 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 MetaDoge. I just struck it rich. Too much money, it can't fit in my pocket. MetaDoge, flip it, watch me hold. NFT, I got one gold. We be lit like the stove. All these paper hands exposed. That's my doge, I cannot fold. Hey, I've been trapping doge off in the metaverse. MetaDoge, history made, we did it first. I can't make this up, ain't no right rehearse. We got all the drip, we gon' quench they thirst. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. MetaDoge, 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 big dog, boss doge and metaverse. I bought friends, NFTs, stake them, gotta get them first. Once she dip, I buy the dip, it come up, she can get a purse. Don't you wait until it's listed, you should go and get it first. Dog, I'm certified, check my status, ask about me. We been shaking up the market, that's no lie. Ricky Bobby, they gon' duplicate and try. Roger that, copy. I'm a big dog, off the leash, chest out, cocky. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. MetaDoge, 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 MetaDoge.
Slime, I'ma put y'all on to something real quick. Know what I'm saying? You gotta put this coin in your pocket. That's not you broke. Go to MetaDoge.live. That's MetaDoge.live. For bruh. Get you some money. LNJ. You can find me in the metaverse with my MetaDoge, you dig? It's a leak.